Hi students, today we are here with a new poem, Childhood. It is an interesting poem because we all had this childhood in our life. It is our past experience, our childhood. So, interestingly, we will learn about this chapter, this poem, Childhood. Childhood is written by Marcus Nathan. In this poem, the poet thinks over his lost childhood. He wonders about the moment where he lost the innocence and realized that the world is not what he seemed it to be. He recalls when his thoughts changed and he realized the hypocrisy of the people around him. He finally settled down to the idea that his childhood went to some forgotten places and is hidden in the face of an innocent infant. In the poem, the poet wonders when he lost his childhood and the innocence he had, he became conscious that he no longer sees the world as he did earlier and he can sense the hypocrisy in people. He recalled many instances in his life when he could have lost his childhood. He wonders if it was the day he ceased to be 11 or he realized that hell and heaven didn't exist in this world and no one could find them in the geography. Next, he talks about the possibility when he realized that adults are not what they seemed to be and they are hypocrites. They talk and preach of love, but their actions don't say so. Was it the day when he realized that his mind was his own and capable of producing his own thoughts? No one could own that, and he is an individual with his particular personality. Here, before entering to this lesson or in this poem, let me deduce about our writer. Our writer is Marcus Nathan. He is a Norwegian poet. Details of his life is very sketchy. So, it is unclear when and where he was born. He wrote his lovely poem Childhood when he turned 12. The poem is a translation. One can imagine how great it would be in his language. Now we are coming to the first stanza of the poem. When did my childhood go? Was it the day ceased to be 11? Was it the time I realized that hell and heaven could not be found in geography and therefore could not be? Was that the day? Here, ceased. What is the meaning of ceased? Come to an end. Here, in the above lines, the poet wonders about when his childhood came to an end. He is trying to recall that his childhood has passed or not, and he is not able to realize. He asked himself, what is the day he was no longer 11 years old? Was it the day when he realized that hell and heaven existed and it could not be found in geography or on the map? He realized they are imaginary places that actually do not exist in this world. And he is with totally confusion about his childhood. That is what in this stanza he has given. Coming to next stanza. When did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? See, students, when did my childhood go? No, it is a question mark. And he is asking himself, when did my childhood go? Was it the time I realized that adults were not all they seemed to be? They talked of love and preached of love, but did not act so lovingly. Was that the day? In the above stanza, the poet again repeats the same question about when did his childhood go. That is what his doubt, confusion is going on in his mind. He wonders about the day when he started seeing the world with a new perception that adults are hypocrites and are not how they seemed to be. The adults who talked of love and preached of love and yet never behaved so lovingly. You see? They never behaved so lovingly. That is what he is telling. They are double-faced in reality. Was that the day when his childhood go? You see, when we are very infant, when we are child, we do not know to show our two faces to others. Double face we cannot show. We are always with the reality, real face. But when we grow up, we are learning to act. And inside in our mind, we will be having one kind of emotions. And when we see the people, we can show the diplomacy. We can show the diplomacy and we are able to show also. Okay, that is what here he is telling. Coming to next stanza. Where did my childhood go? When was it when I found my mind was really mine? To use whichever was I choose, producing thoughts that were not those of other people but my own and mine alone. Was that the day? Here, in the third stanza, the poet deliberates on the same question about when he lost his childhood. When did my childhood? The same question he is repeating. When did my childhood go? He asked himself about possibilities. He wonders about the day he realized that his mind was his own and could use it the way he wants. When he realized that he could produce his own thoughts which were not bound by anyone. When he sensed his own individuality and a separate personality, was that the day he lost his childhood. And he is trying to recall and he is trying to realize that when did his childhood go? Coming to last stanza. Where did my childhood go? Till now he was asking the question that when did my childhood go? Now he is asking, where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place that's hidden in an infant's face. That's all I know. Yes, he is asking, where did my childhood go? It went to some forgotten place. No, I will not be able to see once again my childhood that's hidden in an infant's face. You see that? Who is infants? Small children. Again we can see that infants, children, it is hidden in their face. That's all I know. I know only that much. Had gone to some forgotten place which will never come back. He cherished his innocence which vanished now and could be only seen in a baby's face. He only has sweet memories of his childhood which would soon fade away. He also conveyed a message that the innocence of childhood stays till the time one is an infant and that is all he knows. You see, Only we can. Who is infant? Newborn baby. You see that he is telling that last he is concluding that I can see my childhood in infant's face, small children's face. It is already hidden in them. I cannot come back to my childhood and I cannot come back to that situation. Now I am grown up. But he wants to be once again in that childhood. That is what his desire. This is the poem Childhood. Thank you so much.